you are someone that was going to get married and then you postponed 3 times, right? So
they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Hi guys, welcome to Ask. Today we're going to talk a little bit about wedding gowns.
yes.
Today's gown is sponsored by Kelly's Bridal.
Yes,
it's beautiful. So if you like what we're wearing, definitely drop by and see what she has to offer. Yes. Right, let's go. So today, I think the main topic that we want to talk about is bridal studio gowns versus gowns that you can find online.
Ah, okay. So I think a lot of brides are very interested in this topic because then when you're doing a gown shopping, I am sure you come across online dresses and then you come across boutique wedding dresses and you'll be wondering, so what is it that makes such a huge cost difference, or is there even any difference?
Yeah, actually, I feel like there is a huge difference, and I'm sure you
because
also...
you are someone that was going to get married and then you postponed 3 times, right? So
And they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
so I'm sure you've been there, done there, and then you've seen a lot of things.
Yes, actually I must say, right, like before getting to know you or being in this industry, I was already planning my wedding.
Yes.
And the thing is, right, I'm super cheapo nemo one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, don't use cheapo lah. Budget bride. Budget bride. On top of the dress that I got from you, I actually also got like a second dress. It's just a long dress, that's it. And I got it from a website. At the end of the day, right, I realized is that it may be cheap. It may be like below $200, but
how's the quality?
the one I bought is from US lah, so the quality is better lah.
Okay.
But there is still alteration that needed to be done. Alteration also costs money, and especially for longer dresses, alteration costs more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. And then if there's bead work and all that,
Yes.
it costs a lot more.
Mine is sequins, sequins all the way. So
Sequin is still okay because sequin is something that can fit through a machine, for example. But if it's lace and real like bead work like what you have on you today, that one has to be removed by hand one by one and then sewn back once the alteration is done.
Oh wow, that's tough.
Yes, there's a lot of money.
Right. Oh my god.
So how do you usually take to like alter if
to alterations?
Like, things like that?
It depends on the complexity. So if we are talking about the sequin wedding dress that you for example purchase from US, it probably would take us a day, then it's done. So the alteration fees are not going to be crazy. Yeah, but if we are talking about wedding dress with lace work, patchwork, and then beadings and all that, it may take a few days. Yeah, so generally for this kind of work, it's going to cost a couple of $100s, and you definitely want to get in touch with us at least 2-3 months ahead of wedding for all the alterations to be done.
Every time like I see brides who get from Taobao, right, they always tell me they need alteration. So would you recommend that if let's say they are really super tight on budget?
Right. I don't have very strong opinions on whether or not a bride should buy the wedding dress online. I feel that it's definitely your own freedom. Do whatever that works the best for your finances. But just know that if you buy a dress online, chances are you do need to get a dress altered. So alteration fees, you have to set aside a couple of $100. So Anna asked me previously, what's the highest price I've ever charged the bride for just alterations? I have charged the bride about $1.3 to $1.4 thousand for just the alterations alone.
Oh my god, you might as well just rent a gown. You might as well just rent a gown.
Yes, so that's the most expensive alteration that I have done, but it is really super comprehensive. At the end of the day, it's like completely 2 different dress, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
I feel like
really didn't fit her well.
regardless you buy online or you rent from a boutique, alterations will still have to be done.
Definitely.
Because everybody's body shape is different. So it might be too small, it might be too big. So like if it's too small, how do you work around that?
Okay, so for most wedding dresses, there's a little bit of allowances that's being built in.
Right.
Whether or not you purchase it online or you rent it in store, usually there'll be a little bit of allowance. And we're talking about maybe like half to 1 size allowance, about just this much. So if your wedding dress is just a little bit too tight, not much issues, it can definitely be altered. But then if we are talking about a wedding dress that's way too small, so I had this bride, her friend bought her a dress online actually, and it's labeled XL. So you would think that okay, XL, I think she can get, and she's not very big size. She's around my size or a little bit smaller. Yeah, and then she couldn't fit into the XL dress, and the allowance that
Oh
she
my
need
God.
was insane, about this much.
Oh my god. That's like
So that's about 5 inches.
yeah.
There's no way that we can zip it up, and the allowances from the side is not enough as well, because just now we were saying that most of the allowances are around this kind of sizing, but for her it was around 5 inches. Yeah, so because of that, I told her that there's really nothing that you can do to the dress. We can either change the bag to a corset bag, which means instead of doing a zip,
Right.
you will have to tie. But when you do a tie back, right, just know that the boobs area is not going to work out well for you,
Not
because
flattering.
it's off already. So yeah, in the end, she rented a dress from us instead.
Wow, that's like additional cost wasted, to be honest.
Exactly. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you need to be aware of the risk that you take when you buy things online.
If you really want to buy a gown online, right, you have to really understand the measurements that they have for that specific gown that you want to get. So usually for online sites, they will put like sizings and like, you know, the bust area, the hip, the shoulder length and things like that. They will usually have that stated down in for different sizes. So you really have to go and like measure and things like that. And if they were to measure, right, do you think that they should go like maybe one size bigger?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get a size bigger, whoever that you work with or for the tailoring, they can always take it in for you. But if it's far too small, there's really nothing that you can do.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
Throw it away.
Oh my God.
Rent
No,
the
like,
gown.
donate it, okay? Cannot
Yeah.
throw, it's too wasteful.
But is
Yeah.
it possible for them to like buy the gown, right, from Taobao, and then come to you and say they want to do like customize something with that gown? Will you guys be able to do that?
Usually we try our best to help our clients with whatever alteration requests.
Yeah.
For us, a dress is a dress. It doesn't matter where it came from and all that. But depending on the kind of alterations that you want, at the end of the day, it may not be worth it after all.
Yeah.
In terms of money sense. Yeah, I'd rather you spend $1-2 grand on a designer wedding dress than to get a Taobao dress and then you add on all the laces and all that. It's a lot of frustration, because at the end of the day, you may not be able to achieve what you envisioned. Yeah, and it's a lot of cost as well, because you're spending so much for the alterations.
True.
That is true.
Do you have any
Right.
like clients that bought dresses from Taobao before?
Have, but the thing is, right, they don't buy those over the top dresses. Not like super heavy beadwork, not those very lacy kind, not
So usually
gowns.
they buy like those minimalist styles.
Yes, the
is it?
minimalist style and
Okay.
also like more ROM style. So that it's just basically a white dress lah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's something that's that simple, I think it's okay. But then because the risk is a lot lower and you also pay a lot lesser.
Correct.
Yeah, but if it's like this kind, I wouldn't take that risk lah.
Yeah.
You think of
correct.
alteration cost, you're like,
Yeah,
okay,
correct.
never
Because
mind.
in for Taobao, I realized that a lot of their pictures, right, they actually take from like those designer websites and then they put it onto their website so that
It's
it
not
attracts.
true.
Yeah,
That's
it
very
attracts
true.
attention.
That's true
Correct.
actually. Yeah, because
Quick
some of
big.
yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Because some of the designers that we work with, right, it's impossible that it's that price and then it's on Taobao.
Yes.
True.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's basically them just trying to do a replica of it. But of course, you know, designers, they put their life and their heart and their soul and their sweat into designing a gown that actually fits really well for
Yeah.
almost every single body type. And that's why there is such a stark difference. If you were to get a Taobao one that is just trying to do a replica of it, the fit may not be the same and you might end up being very disappointed lah, because the picture shows one thing and then when you wear it,
Yeah.
It's like
something
why do I
else.
look so weird?
yeah.
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 So for like different body shapes, like what do you usually recommend? Say for example, our clients out there, right? They want to buy on Taobao. So like, do you have like any recommendations for that?
If they are buying a dress from Taobao,
Yeah. Like what should they like look
try
at?
not to go for mermaids.
Yeah,
Because
it's
there's a lot
right?
more places that can go wrong. So either if your torso is not long enough or not short enough, or your hip not long or not short enough, there's a lot more room for error. If you go for A line, we are looking at mainly just the top alterations. The bottom is quite safe lah, because it's just an A ma. Yeah.
Yeah, so just bear in mind now from what Kelly said. I think
Yeah.
that's a very important tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also gave a tip: don't buy dresses that looks very embellished. Go for something a little bit not too over the top lah.
Yeah.
Not too
Yeah.
over the top.
So I guess at the end of the day, the risk is always there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to buy online.
Our recommendation out there is if you're going to do a normal ROM, then it's fine. You can get from Taobao. Or you're going to do like a sit-down wedding dinner kind, you may want to think twice on
Invest
that
a
lah.
little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes. And also because you don't get to try them on, the risk is a lot higher. I mean, it's better to come to a boutique, try on, see what works for you as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised if if something that you've never imagined for yourself wearing, and you try it on and you might actually really like it more than your expectations of the gown that you've always wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we have come to the end of this episode. Let us know what your
Yeah, your
opinions
opinions.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you guys.
Bye.